Two-word life here with these two yahoos, Riptidz and Matt, a.k.a. Rufus down there.
Yahoo, you fucker.
You are a yahoo.
I am the ultimate cringe.
And then we got Rufus down there, a.k.a. Matt. And yeah, you wearing that hat?
And you're Cletus.
Yeah, and you wearing that hat, you are a Rufus.
And you're Cletus.
And we all know you're only wearing that hat to hide your bald spot. But anyway, we're reacting to this video that Matt actually recommended. And
no, he wants to be Jim Bob.
Jim Bob, Billy Bob, whatever Bob.
Fister Bob.
Fister Bob.
Well, actually, at least I didn't get fisted by fish stick.
You're not gonna let that go, Chain Boy.
Nope. This is what happened when you mentioned the spot.
But anyway, the name of this video was Horrifying Things Encountered Using Randonautica. Now, I heard of Randonautica before. I never used it. Apparently it was some kind of like app on TikTok people were using back in the day. A few years ago, but I never used it.
That was even before TikTok.
And for those that want to go watch the original video, it's uploaded on the Mr. Nightmare channel.
So yeah, so here's us reacting to the freaky stuff found here. So let's get this show on the road.
Randonautica is an app that uses a random number generator and location settings to create coordinates for users to explore in their local areas. The app was released in February 2020 and became especially popular during the COVID lockdowns. People would often document their findings through video and post them online. Sometimes people find downright creepy things or places, or even find themselves at the scene of a crime. A viewer named David sent me this first story and footage. It was August of 2020. The weather had been good, and so he and a friend decided to use Randonautica out of boredom. They generated 4 anomalies in total, since the first 3 were in someone's backyard or inaccessible locations. In the app, anomalies are points that can be either attractors or voids. Attractors are clusters of random points that are very dense, while voids are clusters with a very low density. The 4th anomaly looked promising, and so the 2 friends drove there.
Okay.
You can see on the screen the street they drove down, followed by the small path they went down after parking. The anomaly had a radius of 470 meters, so it was a fairly big area, but they didn't have to look around for long before making a bizarre and honestly creepy discovery. This is a photograph of the path they walked down.
Oh God, what
As they walked down, they stumbled across a note stuck through a stick. On the outside of it, it read, "Write down your cell phone number." When folded open, it read, "I can give you a cell phone number or even an email address. Give me your mail address and I will send you it," with what it is referring to remaining unclear.
I will not trust that piece of paper.
You see something like that out in the woods, just walk away. Nope.
Just go back where you came from, actually.
Don't be freaking writing your shit down for strangers to see. That's a red flag right there, am I right?
That's the ultimate red flag.
Yeah.
I didn't know it's not just
first of all, it says, write down your cell phone number. When you fold it open, ich kann dir eine Handynummer geben oder sogar eine E-Mail-Adresse. Gib mir eine Mailadresse und ich sende es dir. So it says somewhere along the lines, I can give you a cell phone number or even an email address. Give me an email address and I'll send it to you. So yeah, that was just hanging on this tree here, on this branch, this piece of paper. I'm gonna put it back.
He ended up writing his number on the note and putting it back on the stick. Right next to the note were a bunch of bras lined up on a fallen tree branch with no explanation.
The fuck?
Seems kind of sus, and I wouldn't have freaking wrote any of that shit down on that note.
Especially if you see fucking clothes there.
That could indicate something else happened in that area.
They want you to join an orgy.
I don't
and it's
think
not a good orgy.
I don't think it's the orgy you were talking about. I think it's remember the last video that we just reacted to, Riptidz? It could possibly be something like that.
That's why I said it's not a good orgy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a bunch of bras. In total, 1, 2...
Matt, what's your bras doing on that log?
No, this was Frank's. Those are Frank's.
3, 4, yeah, there are 5, 6. There are more.
These items couldn't have been left there for more than a few days, as they were discovered on the 6th of August, and the last rainfall was 3 days earlier, yet the piece of paper showed no signs of ever having gotten wet. Among some of the other things that the friends found at the scene were 2 packages of condoms and a pot that was seemingly used.
Okay, what the heck was going on over there? What the hell are you involved in, Matt?
Don't look at me.
Are you sure it wasn't you?
Yes, I'm sure.
And what was that packet of extra? What was your packet of extra small condoms doing there, Matt?
Oh, come on.
For a fire. The friends returned the next day on the 7th, and the note where he wrote down his number was gone. A few days later, he got a text from an unknown number, just saying hi. He answered, saying, "Hi, who is this?" The number then replied his address, and at this point, he blocked the number. Whatever or whoever this little scene was meant for,
That's what you get for doing that.
Well, it also ranges from different bra sizes.
Again, what was Matt's freaking bra collection doing out there?
Looks like C's, D's, and an F.
One, the Franks. 2, fuck you.
It's a mystery.
3, you suck.
This following footage, posted online by Taylor Vasquez, documents her disturbing findings when also using Randonautica. She downloaded the app and generated a location not far from her house. The location turns out to be an abandoned creek-looking area.
So I keep seeing that Randonut thing all over TikTok, and I really want to try it out. So I just downloaded the app, and I found a location that's like 1.5 miles by my house. So I'm going to go check it out and see if I can see.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary at first, and it seems like a typical random location the app could lead somebody to, until she finds a series of disturbing drawings, seemingly done by a child.
Pretty creepy.
What the fuck?
I'm going to see what that is. Okay, so I just opened up one of the photos, and it's whatever the...
What kind of demented drawing is that?
What the fuck? Is that a stick figure person hanging another person?
Matt, what's your first grade stick figure drawing doing here?
That's not mine. That's not mine.
Why
That's
does it
Jazzy.
look like a female Slenderman?
I don't know.
Fuck that is. Then we have these random 3. This one's It's Your Birthday with the snowman with... I don't know. And these 2 I just put together. It's like, play with me. Alright, I think it was just my imagination. I think I'm just hearing shit.
As she's analyzing the drawings, she suddenly hears an unsettling sound.
Play with me.
What the fuck?
It sounds like the voice of a young...
Nope. No. No. Nope. 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 Fuck
What?
that. Nope.
What?
Gotta go back 10 seconds.
Some fucking random voice said, "Play with me."
Just listen to it closely.
I'm just hearing shit.
As she's analyzing the drawings, she suddenly hears an unsettling sound.
Play with me.
It sounds like the voice of a young child, but the
Nope. Fuck that. No. Mm-mm.
It's a
video
demon.
cuts here. On a later date, Taylor returns to the creek, but this time there are new
Why would you-
drawings that weren't there last time.
Why would you go back after hearing that?
Because they're dumb as fuck.
I don't.
How smarter than that not to go back into hearing shit like that?
I don't mess with the paranormal. Sorry.
According to her, these ones being even creepier.
I dare you to go
previous
to an
series of
abandoned building,
drawings,
D2.
with one of the drawings being a sigil of Baphomet, as she's distracted by
You can go fuck that idea.
the drawings.
Pussy.
The voice of a child can once again be heard in the background.
If they have messages on them, because then, like, those look like symbols.
At first, she doesn't seem to hear it, but once she does, she makes a dash for it, and the video cuts.
I don't really see anything else. So, like,
Hell no. Nope, not me. If you're sitting there looking around in an abandoned like creek area all alone, and all of a sudden you hear some little kid voice when no one's around you saying you're gonna die if you stay here, that's when I'd be running for the damn hills.
No, that's if you hear a growl.
Yeah.
After uploading the video to TikTok, a viewer pointed out what appears to be the face of a young child peering from behind a tree.
No one was with me, and tell me if you guys...
Oh, heck no. Now, do you think that's real or do you think that's cap?
Real.
What do you say?
Could be both.
I say it's real.
Might be real or it may be cap. I don't know. That's up to you guys to decide.
It's real.
I think that looks like a ghost child because I don't f***ing know.
Taylor uploads another video analyzing a journal she picked up from the creek, with each page revealing another unsettling message. Taylor returns to the creek one last time and finds not...
Dum-dum! Dum-dum!
Why the fuck would you go back? Why would you go? First of all, you go once.
Why'd you go in the first
Then
place?
you fucking go back a second time. And then for some fucking reason, why would you go back for a third fucking time?
Because people
Especially
are
when
dumb.
you hear a voice that says, "Play with me. Oh, if you stay here, you will die."
Because people are dumb as hell. Jesus Christ, this person makes Matt look smart.
Oh, thank you.
That wasn't a compliment.
He's dumb.
That was a burn.
I am smart. Thank you for noticing.
But yeah, I wouldn't be that stupid to go again twice, let alone 3 damn times.
only a Ouija board made out of a piece of cardboard, but also...
See? No, screw that. Screw that.
Of course, there's a fucking Ouija board.
Fuck that. Fuck
Crappy
that.
homemade one.
They still work as well as the real ones, so fuck that shit.
And didn't
Large
you
knife
ever
sitting
learn
next to
from
it.
the other fucking videos?
Apparently not. Fuck that. I don't fucking deal with Ouija boards, drawn or real.
was the last time Taylor dared to return to the creek, and so whatever was going on here will remain a mystery. As with many things posted on the internet, there's no 100% proof that this whole series of videos weren't staged. However, there were certain aspects of the videos that viewers feel make them feel more realistic. Mainly the weathered-looking pieces of paper that contain the drawings, along with the disturbing image of the child's face in the video. Whether or not this was genuine is really up to the viewer to decide.
Real.
This
Yeah, I'm not saying if that was real or fake. I'm just saying it's fucking creepy as hell, regardless whether it's real or fake.
story was sent by viewer Davey S. One night as she was scrolling through TikTok, she came across a story about a few teenagers who were using Randonautica, and after following the set of coordinates they were given, reached a secluded beach area where they saw a suitcase washed up that contained something disturbing. But I'll talk more about that in a bit. Davey and her roommate Ash saw this and were determined to make their own unsettling discovery on the app. They invited 2 other friends to join them, and when they all got together, they gathered in Davey's room and figured out how to use the app. They set a radius around their current location, 29 kilometers, or around 18 to 19 miles. After hitting the button to get the location, a screen popped up telling them to set their intentions for what they want to learn and experience during the outing. The word they inputted was spooky. The location the app gave was eerily close to her house. Davey and her friends live in a rural part of Alabama on Lookout Mountain, and at the bottom of the mountain is an abandoned steel plant, among a few other abandoned buildings in a lower-income neighborhood. The location it gave the group of friends was 3 streets away from them. The location was on a very long road that led on for miles and miles without any other intersecting streets. The friends gathered into Davey's car with her friend Misa in the passenger seat and her friends Ash and Beck sitting in the back seat. It didn't take long for the girls to get to the street, and as Davey was about to turn left, she looked at the street sign Owl's Hollow Road. Davey's friends went from loud and excited to instantly quiet as she said, "We're here." Davey continued driving down this dark road surrounded by trees and no street lamps. It was pitch black and around...
Would you guys go down a sketchy road like that? I wouldn't.
Hell no, man. Nah, fuck that.
I wouldn't either.
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
1 a.m. So the group was definitely feeling the creepiness factor.
Of course you say maybe.
I think John might be the sociopath.
I think John wouldn't have a problem doing paranormal hunts, especially in some of the haunted places in our area.
Then I gotta go with him then, because...
Which I am never going to do, John, so don't even get any ideas.
Oh, I've done
can't be a point, dude. Come down here and drag your planet.
Exactly.
After kicking in. As they approached the destination, Davy pulled to the side of the road. At this point, all three of Davy's friends were becoming apprehensive about the whole thing, as they saw a very dark trail that led into the woods. The four friends sat in the car for a few minutes and laughed nervously about whether they should go through with this or not, but they all felt uneasy. The group started to agree that it felt like they were being watched. Despite being in a locked car, they felt vulnerable being alone with just a dying phone and a switchblade, so they all agreed to leave, and they pulled off further down the road. They kept driving, exploring this narrow road, and there was nothing but trees and the occasional street lamp. Davy was getting tired and decided to just do a 3-point turn on the very narrow road and go back home. There was a sense of relief until the group realized they had to pass the trail again. As they passed it, Davy looked in her rearview mirror and saw what seemed to be a hooded male figure standing in front of the trail. She pressed the gas even harder, but she didn't tell her friends what she saw because she didn't want to scare them. The friends briefly talked about that night before going to sleep around 2 a.m. The next morning, Beck went home and Davy took Ash to work. Misa decided to hang out with Davy for a little longer before she had to be home in a few hours.
Hell no.
They discussed going back to the trail since it was daylight and
Hell
they felt
no.
a bit more comfortable. They made their way back to the...
Again, why would you go back? Even if it's a daytime, why would you go back after seeing something weird out there?
Just to see if you can find it again.
I wouldn't.
They got out of the car, this time with keys and phone in one hand and pocket knife in the other. As they walked up the trail, they realized they went uphill, something they didn't notice the night before because it was
Why
so
would
dark.
you just have
They
a
started to
pocket
feel like...
knife?
Why would you just have a pocket knife? Yeah, I may be a collector of knives, but I got the longer knives that will do more damage than a pocket knife.
They would bring at least a fucking bat, kitchen knife, a regular knife, not a fucking tiny ass pocket knife.
Exactly.
Don't you ever watch Friday the 13th?
That don't do shit. My pocket knife don't do shit.
something was
Look what
off,
Jason
like they were
doing.
being watched again.
Yep.
They made it to the top of the trail, which led to a clearing, almost like a dump site as she described it. There were tires, fast food garbage, household items, etc.
Matt,
This
what's
is
your
how
things doing out
mine
there in that road,
shit.
in that forest?
Again, not mine. Yours.
Nah. Look like a
Good
homeless
God,
person
no.
living out
Yeah.
there.
Heels on eyes bullshit vibes.
Yeah. Well, that stuff around there looked like a homeless person was living out there.
Oh, so you talking about yourself?
Your statement is so invalid because look where I am right now, you asshole.
The two started looking around
Come on,
and
God,
came across a bunch of mattresses scattered throughout the clearing. The disturbing part was the mattresses were made beds. Pillows, blankets, sheets, all that you'd expect on a made bed.
Probably for a
The
homeless
sight was
person.
so unsettling that the two friends agreed to leave. They hurried back downhill towards the car, and about halfway, Misa stopped in front of Davy and pointed into the woods and said, "What is that?" as she spotted a red cooler in a small ditch, something they hadn't seen on the way uphill. They stepped down into the ditch to examine it, and as they walked over to it, all the two friends could smell was the stench of something rotting. Upon looking around the surrounding area, she spotted a dead cat carcass lying a few meters away. Avoiding getting too close to the dead carcass, she grabbed a big stick and tilted the cooler upright, which had a bit of weight to it, making it difficult. Something could be heard sloshing around inside of it, like it was full of ice. She shoved the stick into the top of it and opened it slightly, and when it opened, a gust of hot, moist, putrid air hit Davy in the face. Bugs and maggots immediately started coming out of the cooler, along with a horrid smell of decaying, overpowering the smell of the cat. Upon opening it a little more, what she saw was a wad of wet, matted black hair. Davy ran back to Misa and yelled to get in the car. The two sped down the road as Misa frantically asked Davy what was in the cooler, but she couldn't open her mouth in fear of puking. After driving a little ways up the road, hoping to find a driveway to assist in turning around, Davy eventually gave up and did another really tight 3-point turn on the narrow road, but the two would have to pass the trail one more time. As they did, Davy noticed some pieces of wood in the road that had not been there before. She looked around and saw the same hooded male figure from the night before, standing in the woods. She drove her car over the pieces of wood, damaging the bottom of her front bumper, and then sped off back home. She and her friend returned to the trail one more time since this incident to record the trail, which was the footage you've been seeing. Davy has deleted the Randonautica app and not used it since. Earlier,
Again, okay, what? After seeing that, why didn't you report it to the police?
Because of ding dongs.
Told you I had hills have eyes bullshit.
No, that story, do you think it's real or do you think it's fake?
Real.
Like, what would you do if you were in the middle of the woods investigating it, you see a cooler, you open it up, and it's a decapitated head?
Fucking call 911 on my goddamn phone that I have right in my fucking hand.
Exactly.
Somebody call 911.
That's just too freaky. I'd be like, okay, time to call the cops out here and let them know this is going on out here. Am I right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't just be like, fuck this and just leave.
Why the fuck would you go back for a third time?
It's like, I don't know. People are dumb as hell. I know. Actually, one would be enough. Actually, no, 0 would be enough for me. You wouldn't see me doing this stupid shit.
Hey, Dustin, you want to go check the sewers
Oh, yeah.
downtown?
We'll go check the sewers downtown after we do a ghost hunt at Cherokee Cemetery. You're like, fuck no.
I'm down.
You're not even from our area, Matt.
Give me a plane ticket.
Oh, and where we're at, one of the cemeteries called Cherokee Cemetery is rumored to be the most haunted cemetery in our town.
I know. I did research.
Exactly. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck all those ideas.
Because you're a bitch.
And besides, if we went to the sewer, we'd be seeing Matt because that's where he lives.
Fuck you.
Actually, no, we wouldn't be seeing Matt. You're right. Yeah, well, you don't live in the sewers. That's
You're
where
seeing Pennywise.
That's where we would find Matt's channel.
You'll be fine. You'll be finding Pennywise, motherfucker.
Actually, that is legit. We've seen the movies before. Of course, Matt or John up here would be hoping to freaking find the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles down there.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Anyway, it looks like we got one more story to go to, and I think I heard of this story before, so let's get it going.
Half shell.
Anyway, I think I heard of this particular story, so let's finish this video up.
had mentioned that there was a video that inspired Davy and her friends to try the app themselves. That video was filmed by a couple TikTok users, who each posted their own angles of the video.
Guys, we found it's okay that the
Gotta go. I'll hold your stuff.
Bro. Wait, open it. Open it. It stinks, y'all.
It washed up. It's
Oh my god, no.
Oh.
So what do you think's in that bag, Mr. Sideways Boy?
Who the fuck you calling sideways boy, bitch?
You were for a second, because you were literally sideways on the screen. So what do you think's in that black bag?
Dismembered body parts?
Ugh. It said the smell was overwhelming. That could be the case.
I
I mean, what? What
Okay, so,
now?
okay, so she's calling the police so we can see if it's actually a dead body or.
Finally, someone that calls the police seeing shit like that.
Finally, seeing common sense.
Exactly.
Or it's just.
Yeah, but the guy was saying, oh, before you called the police. So let's see if that's a body.
Dumbass! No!
Yeah.
Found a suitcase on the in Alpha Beach.
Yeah, here's the crime scene.
So we just found this suitcase and we're gonna get it. Okay, so they're like opening it up with the sticks because we don't wanna. Yes, there's a bag. There's a bag, like a black bag in there.
The Randonautica app generated a location that led them to a rocky breakwall below a jetty at the shore of Alki Beach in West Seattle when they found a mysterious black suitcase washed up on a bunch of rocks under the bridge. As they approached the suitcase, they realized there was a foul odor emitting from the suitcase, and the contents of the suitcase may be more disturbing than they had initially thought. The teens called the police, but with Seattle police response times being notoriously slow, the police took 3 to 4 hours to show up. And by that time, the tide had risen enough to where the suitcase had washed away. It took a scuba team to retrieve the suitcase and its contents. The contents were indeed quite disturbing. The remains of a couple, Jessica Lewis, who was 35, and Austin Wenner, who was 27,
There's no way I was
were found
right.
inside of the black...
I wish I wasn't right. I wish I wasn't right.
Oh my God. Yeah, you disturbingly nailed that one right on the thumb.
Come on. Go potty, Jada.
Yeah, that is one discovery I do not want to see.
Garbage bag
Well, we
inside
didn't
the
see,
suitcase.
we heard.
Their
Yeah.
murderer was their landlord, Michael Dudley, who the pair had previously argued with regarding their rent payments. It was reported by neighbors that on the night of the pair's murder, a male voice could be heard screaming, "Please don't do this, just let me leave," before gunshots were fired. And this was reportedly 10 days before the suitcase was found. The videos had eventually been taken down by the teens. With so many people using an app that's designed to send you to randomly generated places, it's inevitable that sometimes people are going to run into some horrific things that they were not supposed to find. So if you do use the app or anything like it, it's best to just stay alert to your surroundings.
Anyway, I think that's the end of the video. So what's your thoughts on all these Randonautica videos?
First of all, how the fuck does she know that there's fucking things there without it actually fucking being there? That's some fucking demonic bullshit right there.
Yeah. I would never use that app at all, period.
That app's been around before it was on fucking TikTok.
Ugh.
No,
No,
how dare you be two no balls.
okay, Mr. Ass. What would you think if you downloaded that Randonautica app? You put it to spooky, scary, whatever, and it takes you to a
skeleton.
and it took you to an area with a briefcase or whatever that has a dead body in it. What would you think?
My local park actually had a girl that died because of her mother.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So,
Like legit 2 years ago.
yeah, that sucks. That's unfortunate. But yeah, that would any of these guys would creep me out. Anyway, that's the end of it right here. So yeah, that's her thoughts about Randonautica. I ain't using that shit. Fuck that, man.
Pussy.
I dare you to fucking use it and you film your experience for your YouTube channel.
I will when I move to Rhode Island. Don't think I will? I will.
Yeah, you'll be seeing more freaky shit than anything in this video. Anyway, that's our reactions, that's our thoughts, and we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Demonic minions.
DJ's the bitch.
Matt's an ass.